they were a little bit tepid, if you can call it that, because the EBITDA margins have contracted. Raw material pressure for the tyre makers continues. Fundamentally, how are you seeing JK Tyre? Very quickly though.
Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Mahima, and good morning, Deepali. Vaishali, sorry. You said it right. The margins were under pressure, but this was for the entire industry, I would say. And going forward with the kind of auto numbers coming in, we think tire industry is going to do well. And JK Tires as such, valuations have become attractive at these levels. Maybe a 10, 20 rupees here and there is quite possible because of market condition. One can add even at these levels.
Attractive valuations at the current levels is the view coming in on JK Tyres fundamentally. We have our next caller lined up. Tarun from Ranchi is calling in. Tarun, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, I am holding around the 600 shares of Hindustan Zinc at an average price of 501.
Okay.
Just wanted to know whether should I accumulate more and why this stock is, falling from a high of 800 rupees.
Right. You've bought the stock considering the fundamentals, right? So you want a long-term view on this?
Correct. Of course, long-term view, then dividend yield, etc. I bought it for a long-term time.
Understood. Rajesh, your view with respect to Hindustan Zinc, metals overall as a space has been volatile, but Hindustan Zinc in specific?
See, as far as the gentleman is concerned, he said why the prices have fallen down. Prices of the entire market has fallen down, I would say. The entire universe has fallen down in the market space, I would say. So it's not that Hindustan Zinc exclusively just fallen. The company is good. The fundamentals are good. Reserves are very high. They are doing very well, giving good dividends. It's just a matter of time when things start performing. As far as metal as a whole is concerned, it's basically dependent on China news, and China news are not that positive at this point of time. So yes, it might take some time, but if one holds for maybe 1 year or 18 months, one can expect good returns.
All right. Thanks so much for that view. We have to slip into a very quick break, but we've got more on the other side. We've got an entire half an hour lined up for you so that we can take more of your questions. So do stay with us. Let's go back to the questions. And we've got some interesting ones that are lined up as well. I believe we've got a caller. Raj is calling us from Bengaluru. Raj, hi. Good morning. And thanks so much for waiting by. What's your question?
Yeah, hi Alex, good morning, and NDTV team, good morning, and hi everybody, good morning.
Good morning.
See, I was holding Windlass Biotech at the rate 800, and see, I would like to know, the results were fine yesterday, and top line growth was good, but bottom line I could find that it is around 3%, that is actually the growth. However, results were good, as it is a small cap. I would, all the small caps are actually, even after giving good results, even the larger ones are falling. So it is the same case with this also. I would like to know, as this is in CDMO space, can I hold it, or can I buy more? Should I wait more, or should I just exit out of this? Both, the fundamental and the technical.
So I can choose one, but Raj, since you're holding this for the long term, I'm just asking. You've got a pretty small holding, 20 shares. Are you planning to build it over a period of time? Was that the original thought, was to build it over a period of time?
Yes.
Okay. So Rajesh, then from that perspective, the question is to you. He's got 20 shares and he's in the green. The CDMO space, interestingly, a lot of players have reported better numbers and the outlook is relatively positive, right? So would you say that this is the best play? Would you suggest that he can increase his holding over the next few months?
See, Alex, there are two things. One, the gentleman has done a thorough research, and the second one is he's lucky in this market. Setting in a profit on a small cap company is a lucky thing, I would say. Yes, the CDMO space is doing well. There are positive reviews coming in from management commentaries and all those things. But Windlass, I think, at this point of time, is a very small cap company to play on a CDMO thing for a longer term horizon. Maybe a Laurus Lab or the other companies, maybe a better bet. So I would say you are setting on a profit, switch from here to a Laurus Lab.
All right. So that's the view coming in on the entire CDMO space, in fact. The next query that we have is from Kushai Guda. His query is on Tata Motors. He's holding 305 shares bought at 874 a piece. So he's sitting on a loss of roughly 58,000 rupees right now. He wants to know whether he should keep holding it or sell at the current levels. Vaishali, I'll come to you on this one. On the charts, Tata Motors, what's the outlook like? Vaishali, I think you're on mute.
So I think Tata Motors have seen deep erosion, and I think, yes, am I audible now? Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. You're audible now, Vaishali. Okay, I think we've lost her due to technical issue. Rajesh, I'll come to you then. Tata Motors, what's the view like?
See, the company is good, no doubt on that. EV space is doing well. The numbers have been good, or monthly optic numbers. But still, I think somehow the valuation at this point in time is far more higher than the other companies of the peer set. Maybe a Hyundai Motor or a Bajaj Auto are on a better footing than what Tata Motors is at this point of time. Long term, yes, it's very good. Maybe one can continue to hold for a period of 2 to 3 years. But on valuation perspective, I think Hyundai is far more better than what Tata Motors is.
All right, Hyundai better than Tata Motors, the view coming in, but from a longer term perspective, you can continue to hold is the view for Tata Motors. The next query that we have is a caller. Samish from Chennai is calling in. Samish, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So, I'm holding Suzlon Energy shares around like 214, averaging it around 44.12, I guess. So it's like I'm just started accumulating this share since it was around like 37, and recently it went up, like it hit like upper circuits for 2 to 3 sessions, I guess. So like after that it's still falling even though the result is good. So I'm just thinking like to down average it from current valuation. So is it wise to down average the same, or like can I sell the stock now and just try to buy it after some time, like?
All right.
Again, if you bottom out.
All right. Rajesh, again, I'll come to you. Suzlon Energy is the counter. I mean, the downtick in the stock is probably because of the entire market sentiment going down. But do you think that exiting right now and then making entry at the right levels makes sense for Suzlon Energy?
See, for a long-term investor, I don't think this would be a good strategy, selling now and buying again after it goes down, because one, the taxes take your differential profit which you make. Secondly, you never know tomorrow again you sell a stock and tomorrow it starts moving up. So no point in doing that. But as far as Suzlon is concerned, I think all the positives has been discounted. They have almost reduced, come to zero debt, I would say. Capacity is good, but the entire positives has been discounted in the price. It has run up quite a lot in the last 2-3 years or so. It's time to get out of this and maybe switch to a Tata Power, which is more stable in a renewable energy space, where you can at least be assured of your stability of your investment. So move from Suzlon to Tata.
So the two things to watch out for, of course, are your tax implications and, of course, the transaction cost. In certain situations, and consult your advisor, it might actually make sense for you to book losses to set off any gains that you might have in the rest of your portfolio. Rajesh, I don't know if you ascribe to that strategy at all, but if you've got over exposure to certain pockets of the market that are seeing a deterioration, perhaps it's something to consider. KNR Construction, the next counter that we're talking about. Rohan from Telangana is asking about this. He's bought at a price of 333 rupees per share and he's seeing losses. 263 is the current market price. What are the prospects? Should he add more right now, Rajesh?
No, adding at this point of time is not recommended, but US one can continue to hold, let the market stabilize and try to get out an optics. There are better opportunities in the construction space. Maybe Larsen would be the best, I would say, no doubt on that. But even IRB Infra or JK Infra would be a better bet.
All right. The next query that we have is from Amit, who's from Gurgaon. He's holding 500 shares of Nippon AMC at 685 a piece. He wants to know whether he should buy the dip or exit at the current levels. Rajesh, your view on the counter?
See, the entire AMC space is saying some amount of profit booking because two things. One, they have run up quite a lot in the last 1 year or so. Second, as we all know, equity markets in a wobbly situation at this point of time. So and they are facing the heat. But long-term prospects looks very good. One. And when you compare Nippon Life with the other AMC companies, you find the valuations are still very attractive when you compare to other names. So it's better to stick to this, continue for long term.
Okay, continue for the long term. Yatin, actually, no, that's a slightly long term question, so I'm going to take that later. But the question from Venkat is an interesting one. Would you hold on to an investment in Finiotex Chemicals? The stock is holding on, it's not doing too much in trade from what I can say. Pull up Finiotex Chemicals. It's actually a manufacturer of auxiliaries and specialty chemicals for textiles. 3,200 odd crore market capitalization, bought at levels of 62 rupees 3 years back. On the longer term charts, Vaishali, what would you do with this?
So I would say actually most of the chemical stocks have not done well, but I think it's a cycle. And seeing the Finiotex Chemical, it is quite at bottom. I mean, the long-term trend is intact, and I think right now I would say continue holding with a stop loss of 265 because this would give a good return once this sector starts moving up.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Finiotex Chemicals, right? The next query that we have is from a caller. Puran Chandra, if I'm not wrong, is his name, from Hyderabad, is calling in. A very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, very good morning. Myself, Purna Chandra. Good morning to all.
Good morning.
Actually, I have invested in Akums Pharma.
Okay.
After the IPO, the share has corrected.
Okay.
And there was a good participation from anchors. And this has a 30% of CDMO market share, and retention rate of pharma companies is good in this company. So this is the reason why I have invested after a bit correction. So is this the right time during the correction if I can add something more in this, or do I have to wait for some more time? Actually, I'm planning to add some more after a correction of 10% or so.
Understood. Understood.
And we don't have PE, we don't have EV EBITDA also for this company, as this is a newly incumbent.
Got it.
Price to share is good valuation.
Understood. Understood. Rajesh, your view on Akums Pharma?
It's a very strong company, a good play on CDMO, recently listed. The only thing is you have bought at 561, it's trading at 549. So at least wait for 10-15% cut if it happens. For averaging, at this point of time, averaging doesn't make any sense. For a long term, yes, one can continue to hold.
Okay. From what I can see, the trailing price to earnings is around 60 times. And yeah, it's okay, it's an interesting stock to look at. Yatin Desai is writing in. He's 60 years old, he points out, and he's from Mumbai. And he's got a query about the prospects of the Bazaar Style. Let's pull this up. Bazaar Style, and I mean, I'm not able to pull up the counter, but okay, Bazaar Style. He's seeing a loss. He's bought at levels of 320, and the stock is under pressure in trade today. He's asking what the prospects are for the next 3 to 5 years. Should he hold or sell? Rajesh, on the fundamentals, do you have a view on this one, and would you hold?
See, if I have to hold, I won't hold for a long-term horizon because the margins are very low. It's in a low ticket size retail marketing. Yes, it's growing too well, adding more stores, but at this point of time, I won't add, neither I would sell because of market condition. It's fallen very much. Around 250, 260 levels, I would try to exit.
All right, exit is the view coming in for Bazaar Style. The next caller that we have is Bhanu Chandran, who's calling in from Telangana. Very good morning to you. I believe you have a query on Rajesh Exports. Hi, we can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead with your query.
I bought Rajesh Export at 549 rupees. I have 750K.
Okay.
At present situation, can I hold it or sell?
Okay, I'll get your technical view on this one. Vaishali, your view on Rajesh Exports with respect to the charts. Q3 was pretty strong for the company, considering the wedding season. But on the charts, how does it fare?
So I think it is worth holding because overall market has gone into a corrective mode, but compared to that, I mean, this is still okay. I would say continue holding, wait for a bounce, wait for a good time, and then we can have a relook.
Okay. It has given up quite considerable ground from when Bhanuchandran bought. Rajesh, quick view on this one. If you have a view, bought at very elevated levels. So what should he do?
It's a sell from our side. There are a lot of issues, diamond exports and all that. I don't think one should continue for a long-term portfolio. Maybe trading opportunities are in there. On a fundamental view, it's an exit.
It's an exit, okay, because it's had a torrid time over the last 6 months or so, down over 40%. HAL is a counter that is under pressure today. Let's pull up Hindustan Aeronautics. And this is on account of comments that were made by the top officer of the armed forces and talking about the delivery schedule of HAL, and the stock took a bit of a battering. You can't say whether that was the reason or it's just the texture of the market that caused the pressure on the downside. But we've got Gul, who's bought at levels of 4,221, slightly elevated level. But would you add more at the current price, and what is the strategy that you would employ based on the current charts? Vaishali, on the charts, what should his strategy be?
So I would say yes, I do agree that the stock has got into a corrective mode, but when I'm looking at the weekly chart and all that, the trend is still okay. It is just a regular retracement. So and it's really difficult to have the bottomed out stocks, but I think there is scope for further downside also if market is to correct further. I think 3,200 is a level to watch. 3,200 is a very good support level. I think he can average out at those levels.
Okay. All right. What you just saw on your screen, of course, was the comments that were made by the Air Chief Marshal. There is a clarification as well, and we'll get you over the course of the day. It's now time to hit the rapid fire segment, and this is Vaishali and Rajesh, where we throw questions at you over the course of the next 2 minutes. Do answer as briefly and concisely as possible. The first question to Rajesh. We've got Nagula Raju, who's asking about Tata Technologies, which he's got an allotment in IPO. Should he hold for the long term is a question. Rajesh?
It's an ad from our side.
Correct. Phenolix Industries is the next counter. Sunil from Andhra Pradesh wants to know whether they should hold, average out or sell at the current levels. Vaishali, on the charts?
Hold.
Okay, CDSL, fundamental views being short. Rajan is bought at levels of 1,410. Should he add more at this juncture, or would you wait? Rajesh?
Of course, one can add. Corrected quite a lot. Good company add.
All right. India Cements is the next counter. Priyanka from Jaipur is holding 1,000 shares bought at 375 a piece. Can she wait for 1 year or add more at the current levels? Rajesh, your view?
You can continue to hold, no adding.
Okay. Coming back to you, Rajesh, Zomato bought at levels of 238. This is Purna Sai. 127 shares. Looking at the long-term prospects, what would you do?
It's a sell from a side.
All right.
Numbers have been not that good.
Right. RBNL is the next counter. Yogesh wants to know the support and resistance levels for this counter. Vaishali, on the charts?
Well, RBNL is corrected quite a bit, and I would say hold on. The support, near-term support comes at 340, and resistance is at 3.
Okay. GE Shipping, coming back to you, Vaishali, on this one, bought at levels of 1,160 a piece. Would you book losses and exit and buy something else?
I don't think so. Shipping is not going to go out of fashion, so hold.
Okay.
All right. Prince Pipes is the next counter. Debe and Tiwari is asking this question whether to hold, exit or buy. Rajesh, on the your view on Prince Pipes?
2-3 days back, numbers came. They were not that good. Margins were under pressure. It's exit.
Okay. Last question. Siemens, ABB, Cummins. Which one would you buy for the medium to long term, Rajesh?
Difficult one. All three are good buys. But if I have to choose one, Siemens.
Siemens. All right. Thank you so much, Vaishali, Rajesh, for joining us on this program. And we had to interrupt you and keep you waiting for many of the minutes that we spent with you. So thank you for your patience. Appreciate it. All right. That brings us to the end of this edition of Ask Profit. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you. And if you're